if you're all sitting comfortably, started my recording. So let's begin. You guys have explored the Amber Temple, learned some of the dark secrets and hidden powers it holds, and discovered its current curator and overseer, a lich by the name of Exathanter. After discovering Mordenkainen's modified staff, Mordenkainen has used it to cure both his and Exathanter's clouded minds. Proceeding down a hidden passageway and back to the main vaulted room of the Amber Temple, you've come across a disturbing sight. As warned by your new lich friend, speaking Lynvala's name has made her aware of your presence here, and she now stands on the balcony above you, grinning from ear to ear. As she stands there, in awe of the temple around her, she shouts down to you all. Well, apologies to drop in on you again unannounced, Thog, but I just couldn't help myself. I was wondering what you were all doing in these mountains, and now I can see. What an amazing discovery. Tell me, what is this place exactly? What are you, Thug, and what are you guys as a whole doing in response? And I'll put you on the map.
So Thog is he's gonna, hey Lynvala, lovely to see you again, because Thog likes Lynvala regardless of her actions. And then she's gonna say, to be honest, whole place, complete waste of space. Everything is just trying to bang on and on about how powerful they are, how great they are, how certain dark deals can be made if you just give up your faith. But come on, let's be real, Lynvala. You'd never give up your faith.
Well, that is true. I am intrigued by these dark powers that you mentioned. What is on offer here?
Parlor tricks, the best of times. They can't even pull a rabbit out of a hat. And we've seen cantrips that can do more than what they can do.
Ah. Well, that is disappointing. It is very pretty, I guess.
Oh yeah,
So,
got me there.
have you explored all there is to explore, or is there anything left for me to discover about my home?
I'm sorry, we have been pretty thorough tonight. Sorry, Lynvala, we have been really thorough. We found, I don't know, a bunch of amber blocks that have little whispering dark shadows in them that tempt you, but again, whatever they offer seems to be nothing in comparison to the power of our faith. On the other hand, we also met a leech who was friendly and tended a library.
Interesting. And where are they now? And where is this library?
Dog's just going to tell her. There's
Okay.
nothing to be gained from trying to lie. Dog's never been very good at it. And Lynvala would just know. I wouldn't even bother making a check. Lynvala would just know. There's, if there's nothing important, Dog will just tell her where it is.
I see. Well, perhaps this is something I can explore in my spare time then. As she begins to continue her current thought, she stops and then slowly turns as her attention is drawn behind her. I can just hear myself echoing in your mic, Lewis, as well.
Sorry.
Just about. Sorry. From your lower angle, it's hard to see immediately what she's focused on. But as a few seconds pass, you begin to see gnarling teeth. Gnarling teeth and cold breath escaping an aging jawline, just beginning to peek over the top of the balcony. Old scruffy fur covered in scars decorate a massive white wolf. More teeth appear to the left of it, this time fang-like, precision-killing teeth, and an enlarged, elongated, and scaled jaw. Riding the two beasts, you see Hunter and Eve, looking a bit confused as to what they've just walked in on. And as your eyes meet, Ribbit and Dayak also walk out into the balcony to join them. If they would like to join now, that would be
What?
great.
What? What?
What the?
Woo! Now
What?
we've got enough for an entire game of Ring of Fire.
Oh my God, we might not actually die. This is amazing.
Holy shit.
Oh
Now,
my.
come on, Liam.
You
let's just
can!
promise if we can't
Illusions!
Lewis, I made her. I know what she can do. I'm terrified.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
long time no speak.
Out of game. Liam, what have you done?
Oh, don't, mate, don't. There's worse things than her about.
In
Ribbit,
game. Nif, how do we do this?
Ribbit, Dayak, Eve, and Hunter. What you see as you enter this large temple are 4 black marble columns that support a vaulted ceiling. The walls of the temple are sheathed in glistening amber, and the doors leading from it are made of amber as well. Arched hallways coated with amber lead away from the temple floor to the west and east, and corridors lead away from the balcony that you're currently on to the west and east also. At the north end of this room stands a 40-foot tall statue of a cowled figure in flowing robes. The statue's stony hands are outstretched as if in the middle of casting a spell, and its face is a void of utter blackness. The ominous statue stands between 2 black marble balconies, one of which has partially collapsed and fallen on the temple's black marble floor in front of an open doorway. And at the base of this statue, near the rubble, and coming out from behind the statue, you see Tefel, Nithsira, Lavender, Tia, and Thog. They appear to be accompanied by another bald-looking human male in old and tattered wizard robes, but notably, Moreau is nowhere to be seen. Your attention cannot fixate on the other group, however, as the form you saw from a distance outside the temple, a humanoid figure which stood on this balcony, is now drawing most of your attention. Now, as you've entered and moved away from the blinding snow and elements outside, you see it's not one of your group, but a lone individual stood apart from your group. Their white hair trails over shining plate armor. She appears to be human, yet a twisted and deformed demonic hand replaces what was once her own right hand. Between gaps in her armor, you see subtle purple and light blue garments wrap her under her armor, and most notably of all, she stood staring at you, an enormous grin stuck to her face. What are you all doing?
Nifsira will, if Thog has been standing in place while they've been talking, then Nifsira will drop back while Thog is talking to Lynvala, so that she can take her cues off of Thog. If Thog has moved forward, she will move to a position where she can have Thog in eyesight. Just while she's been talking, she would have just while still keeping Lynvala in her eye line, would have just tried to move as unthreateningly as possible. Just to be able to get Thog at least in eyesight so that she can take cues from Thog's demeanor.
Okay.
As she sort of moves away from Lavender, I just sort of grab you on your arms. Hey, no sudden rash decisions, all right? Just keep an eye on her.
Fog knows her best. I would react from Fog.
All right.
And as you let go, she will quickly move around and grab the hand that you were holding on to and just give it a bit of a squeeze and then leave.
Those of you who have just walked into this temple and been met with this view, how are you reacting?
Mostly with confusion, I think. Hi. I will say to the lady in front of us.
Hello, Lynvala. Nice to meet you. She holds out the demonic arm.
Have you had that looked at? That doesn't look healthy. But nice to meet you. Nonetheless.
She
I think-
spins on the spot for a second and just shouts down to the group below. Thog, are these friends of yours?
Absolutely. These are some new people that I've managed to pick up on my way through the realms. They're great. And Thog, you can see Thog talking with genuine pride and love in her eyes.
Excellent. Go on then, introduce yourselves and your lovely beasts.
Don't mind if I do. My name is Floriana. Pleasure.
So again, Josh, you're cutting out a bit.
Mr. Rabbit, who say you? In a terrified whisper.
As I said, Lynvala. And the little one and the really big one. Who are you?
Eve. My name's Eve. It's nice to meet you. Thorg has told me a lot about you.
Has he? And what has he told you?
You know, what happened, I suppose, when you were in each other's company.
All good things, though, Lynvala. All good, right, Doc? Listen, Lynvala, you said that this place, you wanted it as your new home.
Well, I meant Barovia as a whole. But it is a good addition, yes. Why'd you ask?
Well, I was just wondering if wherever it is that you're residing now is suddenly becoming too much for you, perhaps. Wherever that might be.
She looks at you with a very knowing smile and a raised eyebrow. Ha. There is very little that is too much for me. Well, all of you, don't stay so far away. Come, we can have a chat. How have you all been enjoying Barovia so far?
Yes, cold. Yes, cold.
Yes, I did notice all of you who've just arrived. You don't seem as prepared for this altitude as the rest of them. Perhaps you should return to the lower altitudes. The cold may get the better of you before too long.
Wet slap echoing as he makes his way down the stairs.
I'm sure we'll manage. We're brave, relatively robust. We got up here after all.
And besides, we're just leaving now anyway, so we can accompany everybody back down to lower altitudes where everybody will be more comfortable. Isn't that right, guys?
Yeah, that's exactly right. That was the plan.
Just popping in for a cup of tea, nothing more. Is that what this is?
Well,
And
this
she
is
Eve just sort of eyes up like the other group, kind of like, yeah, trying to
Yeah,
like gauge.
you see Nithsira kind of take a step forward in almost like a pleading kind of way and be like, "Oh, it's absolutely barren in here. It's all just effigies and statues and callings to this particular fellow here." And Nithsira will point behind to the statue behind and go, "Some god of secrets or something that nobody seems to know anything about and isn't in any kind of categorized pantheon that I've come across really. And there's some weird dark powers down there that offer you some very pitiful instances of power in exchange for fealty. But it's all just bit of empty space, and should probably do with coming down, to be honest with you.
And you mean to say that you had no idea that this was here at all?
No, I did not. I haven't
You
had
mean-
time to map out all of Barovia yet.
You are what, the ruler, the sheriff of this land, and you didn't know that this was here? Huh. So we found something that you didn't know about in your own world that you're supposed to have dominion over? I think we've got a little bit of like, I think we perhaps could talk about how we could be useful to you. What do you think?
You see the demonic arm twitch a little bit halfway through that spiel before she replies. While Thog thoroughly believed everything Thog said to Lynvala then about the temple, because it's Thog, I know for a fact that Nithsira you did not. So can I have a deception check from you, please?
Can I give myself advantage?
No.
Okay. Oh, it's not as bad.
I would like to give my reaction for a flash of genius in fabricating whatever she has said. Oh, right.
Thank you.
So they did want to have some royalties, didn't they? In business sense.
Okay, yeah, go on.
Could I have could I have access to tokens, please?
Oh.
Yes, you can.
+5 to your roll.
+5. Oof. Okay, boys. We are on a 27.
Well done, Liam.
Yes. Thank you for that, you. That was a fucking banging +5.
So what was the total?
27.
Interesting. Yeah, okay. She pauses for a moment and says, "Tell me, how could you be of use?"
Well, it's clear that you won't quite have everything you need from this place. Perhaps we could be of use to you, finding things. You know, that's what I do for a living. I don't know if you've heard of me, Lavender Wolf, famous PI. We've come here without a purpose, and we need one. Perhaps you could give it to us. You know.
Knowing Barovia through Thog, you came here without a purpose. I find that hard to believe. Lavender.
When we find ourselves without a purpose, we eventually need to find a way out of here. You perhaps know where that might be. So I'm just saying, if you find yourself in need of having to find something, you know where we are. Come on then. And she'll like gesture to everyone.
Oh, I do have a question.
Yes, little one.
Do you know how is Igis?
How what, sorry?
How is Igis?
You...
I haven't seen him in a while.
I was not aware you knew Egris. Unfortunately, I have been here most of the time since I parted ways with him, so I wouldn't know either, I'm afraid.
Oh, okay. He seems like a nice lady. Gesturing towards Toad.
He is. And Thog's being genuine. She is nice.
But what is with the strange arm? Do you need any help with that, or is that normal to you?
That is normal for me. This is one of my many trophies from my time here in Barovia.
I see.
Well, if I take your word that this place is not all that interesting, I guess I might stay and have a poke around while you all get yourselves warm at the bottom of the mountain. And if I find you've lied to me, well, Thog knows I don't like liars.
Thog's just gonna shrug and give Lynvala a look that said, "Why would I even bother?" Her big open honest face is like an open book with several scars on it. But nonetheless, there's literally nothing here that Thog has said that is a lie.
If it's all right, before we go, can we stop a little bit first, prepare ourselves, catch our breath? And anyone looking towards Eve will notice that she's looking very grey, very haggard, not at all herself. Almost like there's something missing. Like she's ill, that she's very, very seriously ill.
Oh, fuck.
Sure. And then Thog will walk up to her. Where is your token, by the way? I might just ping it because there's loads of things going on here. There we are. So Thog will be like, "Yeah, sure, no worries." And Thog will walk over, slap you on the shoulder, and there's a letter of restoration for you.
It doesn't do anything.
That's not the point.
She tried.
So Eve just kind of I guess just feels this flash of warmth, but she's still it's just like a nice sensation, but it doesn't make her feel overall any better. She basically looks as if she's dying.
And what
Lilith
happened
is
to
also
you?
recruiting.
What happened to you guys? You look awful, no offense.
It's like you haven't got through the mud or something.
There's creatures out there that are really not very nice, and let's just say they did a number on me and the rest of us.
It's a spooky ghost. They are scary. They make me weak.
Oh.
Make you squeak? I don't know that you are very squeaky.
No, Misa weak. So
Misa
weak.
Weaker than he already is, anyways.
Misa weak? Well, if you need to weak, I don't think there's any bathrooms over here.
So maybe it's better if you translate. Sorry, no offense.
Hunter Ribbit means that he's not feeling 100%. He's feeling physically weak.
Yes, he's a weak.
Yeah.
That's what Misa
Do you
said.
two mind to come here for a little bit?
Well, Lynvala, would you know someone to recommend that could help them? What is it? Are you poisoned? Did something attack you?
I do apologize. It sounds like they've run across a few of the shadows. They're a side effect of our travels, I'm afraid. You should be able to shake it off. You just need a good hard rest. You fared a lot better than a lot have, I'm afraid.
I don't
But,
really want to think about how bad the others have fared who've come across them, and this is how we ended up.
Well, there aren't many who actively travel the open roads anymore. Not far away from civilization, at least. But it's the price you pay for pushing forward. If you would like to rest up a bit, feel free. If this place is truly as boring as you say, I'm sure you'll be safe here while I go and explore myself.
I would like to apply 4 level 1 cure wounds on you, and 4 level 1 cure wounds for you as well, Hibit.
So Eve's helped. So like Eve breaks up a little bit in her features, but the greyness hasn't gone. Like she still almost looks like she's wasted away. Like her muscles look physically still thin and haggard, almost stringy. Like her face has like like that kind of like her cheeks look like pockets, like they're drawn in. Like it almost looks like kind of like her insides are being eaten, if that makes sense. Like a really kind of in a way that's hard to explain. She just looks like she's dying.
The creatures had some kind of ability that set the strength out of them.
Well, let's get you all rested up. There was a room through here, with some straw beds and stuff. There were dead bodies in there, but we moved them, so it's fine now. You can rest up in there if you like.
I don't even care. I'd sleep on a dead body at this point.
So
Perhaps your
definitely
blood
been, like,
isn't
plunged
flowing
like
quite well. Do you mind? And I will be reaching towards Eve's face.
Ugh. Eve doesn't stop you. She's almost too tired to be honest. She just kind of like close her eyes and let you touch her face.
And I would like to start massaging her face. Hopefully it will help your blood flow.
Realizing what she's doing, like Eve kind of like raised an eyebrow, and after a couple of minutes, Pop goes, "It's okay, don't worry. The thought is appreciated, but you have quite hard cobalt skin, and I think the exfoliation is turning into my skin layer coming off."
I mean, the last time I looked that gray, something exploded, so I don't know.
Was it a pot of grey paint, by any chance?
That would have been in a good case.
Can you move it into this one? I'll start bundling anybody who looks kind of sick into this room over here.
Okay. As you begin moving off, Lynvala will give you all a smile. And she locks eyes with Mordenkainen and just says, "Nice to see you're feeling better." And just turns and drops from the balcony. And as you hear the echoey thud of her hit the floor, she just begins sauntering off, wandering out into the temple, having a good look around, seemingly not interested in you all anymore.
Yeah, that's nice.
I guess in her point of view, Eve says when she's gone, she sort of probably views as like, a human would view ants. Like we're no threat. We're just things to play with, but under a magnifying glass. that's probably why we're alive right now, just for the sake of her fun.
Hear Rivet's snore echoing through the hall already.
As Ribbit and Eve pass me, can I drop my last channel divinity on a freedom of will, like what we did with Mordekainen?
Yeah.
So, as an action, you present your holy symbol and speak a prayer for those being coerced using your channel divinity. Each creature within 10 feet of you that is charmed or frightened repeats a saving throw or causing that condition. But if they look to me as if something's forcing them to be this way. Can I see if that works? If it doesn't work, fairs. But
it does not work.
It
No,
doesn't work. Okay,
nothing changes.
All right, okay.
How are you doing, Nith? Good to see you again.
Oh, it's great to see you. I wish that whatever was afflicting you wasn't here. What happened? What caused this?
The shadows.
What
I hadn't seen them before. We encountered them on the path.
What are
This
they?
is what I don't know. They look almost like banshees. They're like cloaked, like an entity that's fluid and there but isn't there. And I've just never experienced anything like it. Well, that's a lie, actually. And then Eve kind of gets a bit quiet and thinks. It was almost like when I was back in Chult, when part of me was going away a little bit at a time. As before we managed to kill a Sarawak or banish him away. But this was different. It was like it was all happening at once. Like I wasn't just losing a tiny part of me. I was losing chunks of me at a time. It was terrifying. And they're out there. If we encounter them again, I don't know. They're probably the most dangerous thing I've seen.
Did she say that she created these things?
She said that it was a side effect, is what I understand of what's been going on here. But I don't know whether or not that's a result of, getting rid of the previous person who ruled this domain, or it's a result of Lynvala moving in. Not Lynvala, Lelalia moving in.
Well, that's the thing. We've had numerous sources. Oh, by the way, don't say her name out loud. She knows when somebody's saying her name out loud. If she's within a certain radius, we think.
How about she who must not be named?
No, yeah, so long as we just don't say her name, we think that she can't hear us. But
why don't we call her Lefty?
But so she's
Is there a righty?
This Delavia doesn't control this domain. This domain, this place is controlled by her, but it doesn't fully recognize her as the ruler like it did with the previous owner. So it's kind of half in, half out. Like she has certain things that this domain grants, but doesn't have all of it because it doesn't register her as a real master.
I see.
I am not so sure.
I'm not a magical person, but do you think it's the transition that's causing instability, maybe? And this is what's causing these creatures to pop up, like almost like it's the domain defending itself.
Well, if it's struggling to survive, and if you feel like part of your life has been taken from you, then I think it kind of makes sense. If this place is trying to take what nourishment it needs to continue to exist, it needs to do that in whatever way it can do that. So maybe if this place saw saw her as the true owner of this place, then I think maybe those things would go away.
There's got to be something in here that she knows about. She's playing us for fools. I think she knows there's something in here to help ease that process, and she's looking for it. Sorry, you go ahead. Sorry, you were saying something before you.
No, I was just going to say that why don't we just call her Miss L?
Human missile crisis. So it's terrible.
No, I would say Miss L's would be much more cuter.
Matt, Lavender would like to attempt to sneak off in the direction that Lynvala went in, please.
Sneak off as in no one sees you going, or just Lynvala doesn't see you following?
Oh, yeah, so both over the course of this conversation, like, Lavender's sort of just freaked away, and then she's heading
Okay.
to follow Lynvala without being seen as well.
What path are you taking to do that?
If she's going down, she saw her go north, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so down the stairs.
Okay. Can I have
Down the stairs or this way?
Can I
way.
have a stealth check at disadvantage then?
Yeah, sure.
Because you're not technically breaking line of sight with anyone, so
Yeah.
you're literally just relying on the fact that everyone's really engrossed in this conversation, not looking.
Sure. Was that a 12?
Yeah.
Okay, then that is yeah, just a straight 12 then.
Okay.
My passive 17.
Yeah, I was gonna say the only people who don't notice you go are Nith, Dayak, and Hunter. Everybody else can clearly see Lavender trying to sneak away.
Oh, I see.
Dudum.
If she sees she's in Rumble, she's going to be like,
Well, listen, we can all stand here talking, or we can go and find out. Is anybody coming with me?
I honestly don't know why we are still here. Haven't we got what we were looking for? You have the wizard.
Right, but we're also leaving Lynvala in this place with God knows what.
We also very much lied about what is in here. And she said that she was going to kill us if she finds out that we did lie. And I'm not going to lie to you, but I lied.
What is in here?
There are entities in here that will wish to provide you power, one of which I believe is what gave Strahd his initial ability to become what he became. There are amber sarcophagi here that house these slivers of power that are the dark domain lords of this place overall, and they can offer several different things. And I mean, look at what happened to Teffel. Teffel said yes to one, and this is what happened to them.
As you now take a closer look at Teffel, now you're all grouped up, you can see that a half of Teffel's face is now just bone and sinew, and it kind of looks like they're dead.
Oh my
They're
god.
not, they're fine, but they look like walking death.
I feel great though.
And Moreau said yes to two.
I wish I felt that good. Are you okay, mate?
Sorry, carry on, Eve.
No, I was just going to ask Eve if she was alright. Sorry, Teflon, she was alright. They were alright, sorry.
Which Eve?
You, Teffel. Carry on, Teffel.
Sorry, it's getting very confusing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not exactly a fan of my new look, but I don't feel anything untoward at the moment. It appears to just be a surface level change. I don't even know if I was empowered or not.
Well, I've heard that the ladies love scars. And you are now a walking scar.
Not necessarily a priority right now, but good point.
I think that might be a little bit more than just emotional damage at this point.
Emotional damage.
I'd say, if you don't mind, I could try to how do we put it in the words of someone else would say? Jazz up the look by
Well, but
giving tattoos to the
You can
boat?
make it look like a Charlton Sugar skull. Go proper
Well,
bright.
I mean, I do appreciate all of your concern, but as Lavender said, we kind of have a more pressing matter, apart from my hideousness.
Just to go back to that. So our plan at the minute is, if I'm wrong, correct me, is to let this person go into here, find all these powerful things, and then find out you lied to her, and then she's gonna come back and kill us with the powerful things that are in here, and there's probably nothing we can do about it once she's got them. Is that sort of the gist?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
why I'm saying there might be more pressing things we need to deal with
There is also a lich
than my face.
that lives in here as well. That has a
Oh, he's a good friend.
library full of old, dark toads. Moreau said yes to 2 of these creatures, and the thing that he was talking about haunting him, the Hound Master thing, came and took him away. This place is beyond dangerous, and I really am not comfortable with allowing what you just said to have happen, Hunter, where this crazed individual goes and finds these dark things. I'm sorry, Thog, but we need to stop this from happening.
That was my first thought as well. If there's, I'm guessing this person's quite powerful anyway, like very powerful. So if she gets all these things, then I guess we're all absolutely screwed. So I mean, my vote is maybe just casually walk through, maybe see what's going on, and maybe try and stop her if possible. But I mean, if we leave, then she's just going to come back and kill us, right? So. Is there a downside to going in, other than a quicker death?
There's only 2 things that she has a weakness for, and like Thog's gonna look incredibly guilty while she's saying this, but it's important. She's gonna say like, guys, come in close. This is important. There's only 2 things that she has any weaknesses about, and I've seen it happen, and it can be done. Okay, you ready?
If one of them's sweets, Thog, I will punch you.
What are they?
Thog crosses her arms. This is not an like she's her whole look is it wouldn't even hurt. But
a solid wall of like sheer awe.
That's right. It's mainly out of my own frustration.
A solid wall of mental shielding.
What are
that's
these?
a physical weakness. She only has 2 genuine weaknesses that I have seen work against her time and again. One is her faith. If you can convince her somehow, and you have to be right, you have to be 100% certain, because this is really hard for her to convince a fanatic anything of their own faith, how they view it. But if you can convince her that, and she'll like look left and right, wink, her God wouldn't approve of her actions, whatever the action is, then she won't do it. It can either be because she wouldn't approve because it's wrong to the faith, or she wouldn't approve because it's so so beneath her God. It's just not worth doing. I've seen that work before. Okay, that's the first weakness.
Second.
The second weakness gets even trickier. Pride. Lynvala is in. And just as soon as Thug says it, she's like, "Damn it." Is a good friend, and I love her very much. Looks around. Okay, cool. She's not here still. She knows we're here. It's fine. But pride is her biggest weakness, apart from faith. She is so absolutely certain that she's right all the time. There's literally no doubt, not a second of doubt. That if you can convince her to do something and make it seem like it's her idea, then nothing will stop her doing it. Which is both a blessing and a curse. But you know, like you make the best of a bad situation. That's it. Faith and pride. Her biggest strengths are her biggest weaknesses. But by every single god that's out there, you're gonna have to be so careful. Because I can't lie to her, and I won't fight her. I just can't do it.
You won't need to do either, Thug. Let's go convince her.
So I
Lavender
do have a question.
will cast to disguise self, grow as tall as the spell will allow her, and turn into the best humanoid representation based on whatever they saw in the tower way back at the beginning when she came through of Lynvala.
Oh no.
Oh,
No.
This
This
is
is a
a
horrible.
terrible idea.
this is amazing.
Like
It
Oh,
certainly is.
God.
it is amazing.
You'll either go
How-
amazing, yeah.
The question is, Matt, can
Yeah.
Thog do an insight check on the disguise because she has up close and personal had multiple conversations with Lynvala?
You can. Yeah,
I
give
can cast
me.
it at will, so we can.
That's not the
Yeah.
point, but it's just like
Thug
it's just how good of a disguise is it to start with?
Okay, give me both a perception check and an insight check.
Aha! Don't worry, guys. Thog has got this.
Don't roll the one.
So perception and insight.
I feel like
Okay, I
I'm
didn't
being
actually expect
ignored
that to
over
go as well
here.
as it did.
Okay. Thug. With those two rolls, you are both able to you're both able to correct a few little details in the appearance of Lavender's disguise, but also in the way she's holding herself, the kind of demeanor that Lynvala would carry herself with, the kind of very nonchalant, very open kind of stances and expressions of I don't care what's around me, nothing can touch me anyway. And after a few attempts, it seems like a pretty good representation of Lynvala. Frankly, I'm literally giving you a Lynvala token. You are
The
now.
only thing about this plan is that I think we've said people's names that we shouldn't have said about
Yeah.
10 times since we were told not to.
Yeah, but
So
over
she's
here.
probably heard
Sorry,
all of this. Yeah, but she might have even heard this whole fucking discussion because everyone's just saying the names willy-nilly.
Well, maybe.
Everyone was ignoring me. Hello.
Like, as I was saying before, maybe she just finds this entertaining. I mean, I don't see her being particularly loyal to anyone, really. Maybe she just views Lynvala as a pawn like everybody else.
Stop saying it, for Christ's sake.
I said Lynvala.
Yeah, honestly, I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't know
no,
which
you're
L
not
we're not trying to
supposed. We're
pronounce.
not saying either of them.
Okay.
Say neither.
Oh, okay. We can't say. Yeah, okay.
Those, yeah.
What are we going to
I thought
do?
it was just the other one.
What are we doing about our weak friends here? Because they're not going to be much use without a bit of rest. So, yeah.
I can still shoot straight, but yeah, if that's possible, I'd happily take a break and come follow you.
Sure. You can rest up. I'm not,
One way.
planning on being too over the top here. I just need some backup, so anyone who wants to come with me, you're more than welcome if you can stay quiet and low.
Oh God, Dog's gonna have to go with you because it would only be like I'm just thinking if we're gonna do this, if this is out of character mind for anyone who's getting touchy, if we're going to convince Lynvala that the layer has graced her presence, that means Dog would have to be like, look who came to the entrance and requested to see you. I have led her to you, as promised, in all her grace and glory and all the platitudes that, politeness and expectation demands. Because Thog has actually met her. This makes Thog nervous. Not Lewis. Lewis is fine with this. Lewis thinks it's a funny plan. I really like it. Thog is very nervous because Thog is very, very bad at lying. Not only because she's just not very charismatic, but also because I have never had a successful charisma roll with Thog except once. And that was when I had literally every buff on my side, and it wasn't even that brilliant.
Right. In that case, then, I am going to try and give you a long ass advantage on this one by, as you are talking about this plan, Nifsira is taking out the book, the book of Silvermist, and is going through it at a rapid pace to find specific titles and keywords and shit that Thog should use to say to introduce Lynvala, the lady to Lynvala. And I'm not saying it. This is out of character.
It's out of character, yeah. No, I totally get
going
it.
through
Because
that. I'm trying to help give advantage on any sort of charisma.
If you remember from the start of Curse of Strahd as well, Thog
Yeah.
actually did listen and read our beautiful late companion's book. So,
Yeah, I'm trying to help out as best I can.
yeah, absolutely.
And you best.
Lewis is very excited. Thog is very worried.
Would someone like to listen, please?
Please.
What enhance ability are you casting on Lavender? What's that giving her?
Eagle Splendor.
Yep.
Advantage on charisma checks. For 1 hour.
That's really
Eagle
good.
Splendor's so good. It's so good.
Well, now that I finally got your attention after quite a few minutes, if you were to do this anyway, why don't introduce her for a trip to hell?
Oh god.
You know, there's a person waiting
There is.
who are very interested in their god, and she could spread her influence over there if she would like to.
Yeah.
And perhaps help our friend Nis out in here. Just saying.
Yeah. You're not wrong. And that's what's making me even more worried than before.
Either way, if she goes in there and sees that we did in fact lie, that library in and of itself is a problem, but the other entities of power, does she seem like she's the type of person that would say yes to literally everything in that place?
He's considering that I told them that they're nothing compared to the power of, like, her god. Probably not. However, she has been. I mean, you saw from her arm. She will literally take any advantage that gives her more power to further her god's goal. So it's 50-50 at this point.
Well, then I don't know if I did a good enough job when I lied to her. I don't know if I convinced her well enough.
And then Thog's going to look at you. Wait a minute, you lied to her. I didn't even realise.
She said that she was going to come out and kill us if she didn't find anything interesting. That library is probably going to be a treasure trove in and of itself to her.
That's interesting. That means she won't kill you. What's the problem?
Lavender's gonna start walking towards
She can't hug that
God.
library to herself.
That too. Well, Dog's gonna attend and walk in front and commit to this plan because it's the only one we've got that's actually any good. It's sad, but it's true.
I will climb into Thog's back.
Yes, please, Tyr. I was about to say, please do. That flash of genius is going to come in handy.
I don't think I would, because it wouldn't make sense for me to.
Then don't.
Like, why don't you just follow behind us at a space of 30
Yeah.
feet?
Yeah, I'll be the rear guard.
Mhm.
Then I can
Please.
sound the alarm if need be.
Okay, Matt. All I've got to do is ask, which way did Lynvala go?
She went north and behind the statue.
Okay,
You said you told her where the library was, so
I
that's
did.
basically the first place she went to.
Well, Thog was honest, so. What do we think, guys? Thog goes first, then totally not a god, then Tia in the backpack, and everyone else, well, whoever wants to come with, but looks sufficiently supplicant and cowed in awe and fear and glorious worship.
I would
Does
like
anyone want to stay behind to rest?
too.
Because we've got some not so happy campers.
Because, we could do this in, we could just kindly ask Matt to say undo on spellcasting, we rest for an hour, then enact the plan.
Well, I will not be leaving Ribbit until he is better.
Yeah, Lynvala's. Sorry, Lavender's not waiting an hour. She's like not wanting to let her go. Basically, she's going.
I'm gonna try and hide behind this pillar where I am, Matt.
I have an
Right.
idea. Wait.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Dave, do you have that sending stone of yours? That copy.
I have one of them, yeah, but the other one is with Vigil.
I guess
Why
it's
don't
no
you
good.
just create a new one?
It takes 8 hours.
And I can only make one set.
I was hoping that'd be a way of communicating to know where you guys are. Is there a way that you could sort of leave a trail of breadcrumbs for us to follow you? I'm just thinking if I do go right now and we end up in a Barney, I'm not going to make it.
In
Could
in a number of your heads, in a random four of your heads, you hear Ribbit slowly talking away in his dreams. No, 5 more minutes. Nisa, no one to wake up. Nisa, no one to wake up. As he creates a psychic link between us, whereby we're able to talk to each other psychically. However, he is doing this by accident, so it is going to be kind of random who it touches.
Everyone roll me a d20. I want the highest 4 rolls.
Oh God.
Oh,
I think that's all.
is that one? Is that one? Or is that two?
Not me.
What are the
Not
numbers?
me.
Oh, that's
Also
a
you.
Nice.
including Chewie and Champion.
Oh God, no, not champion.
Champion rolled like fire.
I mean,
Question was asked. It's too late to take it back now.
Champion got
Because I
us.
believe it is.
it doesn't unfortunately specify any kind of no, it doesn't specify.
Rolling for Chewie.
Oh no, sorry, it can't use it if it can't speak any languages.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough. So yeah, not the creatures. In that case, 5, 6. Who hasn't rolled? Anyone not rolled?
Lavender's was a 20 in the end.
Josh, you don't need to roll for yourself.
Over the last 8 hours.
Oh, okay.
No, that's an echo, isn't it?
Right. So, in that case, it is Tia. Hunter's original was 6. Yeah, it's Tia, Thog, and Daya.
No, it's not. I can't hear him because of going blocked out. As far as I know, he doesn't have any
Lavender got
magical.
a natural 20 as well.
Yeah.
It would be 4 people as well.
Lavender got a natural 20.
Oh,
I mean-
okay. In that case, it can be Tia, Lavender, and Fog.
One more. It's
Uh,
4 creatures and me.
well, then the next highest would be Derek, and he can't hear you. So
Yeah, like you can link with me,
Perfect.
but I won't hear you.
Like, this is literally the most dangerous plan we've ever enacted in any game ever. And yes, I did listen to the play sessions of other
Don't
games.
worry.
And it's still the most dangerous.
It's still yes, without question.
What's the worst she can do?
Don't ask.
Oh.
That was rhetorical and sarcastic.
That's the most. That's what worries me so much.
Can I just clarify quickly? Are we convincing her to leave this place alone, basically?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, cool.
We're trying to
So-
convince her that nothing in this place is a good idea and will further the faith.
So basically, we're trying to convince her that it's a waste of her time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just so we can, like, it's not that it's like not interesting, because she's going to find it interesting. We can't deny that she's going to find it interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We've just got to convince her there's more work to be done elsewhere. But what are we going to tell her is more important? She'll want to know.
I mean, yeah. When that happens and things, are we open to a bit of manipulation through spells and stuff to get her to think this way, or
This
You'll
is
know.
I'm planning on like minor illusioning some kind of appearance that'll bolster.
okay? Because I have modify memory as well,
Yeah.
Hmm.
so our persuasion could be amazing if it goes off.
I'm so worried because if she knows that you cast as like, I was going to say this, like, so worried that if she notices you casting a spell and you don't succeed,
She will kill you.
you're dead.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a joke. I have seen her, like Thog, you see, like Lewis knows what they talk like that thing Star do when they go pop. Go Nova.
I've
Many
died before.
times. Yeah, but she's got more than one attack.
I mean, she did cut a leg off a moving house.
Mm.
Like
In one
she'll
turn.
make you. You'll go slice. You'll go pop, and if by some miracle you get back up again, she'll just do it again before even 6 seconds have passed. To take a random moment of time.
Oh, it's a good job. I'm staying with Ribbit till he's better than, isn't it?
Maybe. Maybe.
While this is all going on, I'm going to get out the Javelin of Lightning, and while I rest, I'm going to attune to that.
It's a good idea.
okay, good to know.
I'm gonna pre-summon my sword, Matt, and kind of have it there ready in case shit hits the fan.
Oh, I'm so worried. Oh my god.
Oh, Josh, I'll get your tub of water out as well.
Just move my unconscious body into it.
Yeah, I'll just just bob you in it.
Yeah, everyone that I'm linked to just constantly is hearing like snoring noises, quiet frog snoring noises.
This is a two-way link as well, isn't it? So
Oh yes,
Yeah.
if they shout loud enough, I'll wake up.
yeah, if you want to communicate with Ribbit, he can hear you.
So the plan is you guys go and we follow on later?
Well,
Mhm.
Nith is going to be behind this pillar, and if she hears fight noises, I'm going to yell at you guys to raise the alarm and then head in to assist Lavender and Thog.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's just say, if you hear nothing and we're not back in the time it takes to rest for an hour, leave. Just leave. Something unbelievably disgusting and horrible has happened, and you really don't want to see what she's done before. Just leave.
We're
Okay.
not-
Oh God.
We're not leaving you, so even if it's
No, that's it. There won't be any like.
We'll be horrible
Thog,
disgusting with you.
like like Thog like is frowning and like looking at you like with all certainty.
Suicide.
Trust me, anything that would be left would not be worth saving. Have you ever heard the word smear before?
My logic is we're supposed to be stopping, alright? Like, my god.
I mean,
So if
technically,
you're
the
all
god,
dead,
yes.
then there's no point in kind of going on, right? So we may as well go and try and scrape up what's left.
I mean, there is. I mean, do we care about this temple, whether it's still standing at the end of it or not, or is it more
No,
of a
we do not.
fantastic? Well, I did obtain something quite
Oh
interesting.
no!
Tell me more.
A while ago. Tell me, have you ever heard of a Tarask?
No, it's more of a question
Oh
of
my
how quickly
God.
do we want to die? Do we want to die by her in 5 seconds or to that thing in 10 seconds?
Hang on. I like, and you see fog. Like, is this like a giant moving house or something?
No, it's bigger.
Is it? You know that you see like the stars of. I love the smell of napalm in the morning just start to appear. Like, is it now?
Yeah. You know the castle up on the hill in the distance?
Yeah, I've been there a few times.
Yeah, that's small.
You mean in comparison, yeah?
Yeah.
So would that
How
just
much
all,
bigger?
drop on top?
Big enough.
Big enough? Oh god. Tell me more.
Look, just focus on this thing first. If all goes to hell anyways, we might as well take this entire realm with us. But
Hang on
we're
a
not.
minute. Can this thing you're talking about fly?
Depends.
Okay, because I'm pretty sure she can fly.
If you tie it to a balloon, I'm sure it can.
Will it sit still for long enough to let that happen?
No, I didn't say that.
We have the flying. Don't you worry about it. Oh my god, a flying Tarask.
There's
Where
loads of
do
pic-
you have this in your pocket? What are you talking about?
Well, something I was carrying around for quite a while. I got Vigil to look over it and tell me what it was, and it turns out it was a scroll of Tarask summoning. So it's that's basically the size in the chat there. Basically, if we get this out. If I was to say how powerful it was, I'd give it a rating of I don't know 30. But yeah, it's very very powerful. It's we wouldn't be able to kill it on any way. And it'd probably be an insane challenge for her. So, end of the day, if all's going to crap, we can just bamf out of here and I'll just do that just before we go and then we live about our days and don't worry about it anymore.
And you would just leave the realm's people to the mercy of that thing.
And also, do we have a solid exit?
Or are we trapped inside with it?
Yeah.
Romantic.
I hate to be a teacher, but on this event I say we hold the task.
No, they can't swim.
How many of us are there altogether? Are there less than 8 of us?
I think there are 8 of us.
Perfect. So we do have
9. 8.
Oh, 9. If there's 9, that's perfect because I can get us all out of here.
There's also pets.
11.
One of the pets we can get rid of.
And Mordecai.
Oh, maybe during how long is it? It's an hour, isn't it, for the Pokeball?
Basically,
achievement, yeah.
Yeah. We've already done that.
Oh, is it so? Cool.
Yeah, we did that on the way. So you can summon. You can just at will bring champion back into it, and also deploy him. And if he falls unconscious within its range, which I think is 60 feet, he will automatically just return and stabilize in the amulet.
20 feet.
I think
20 feet.
Eve will ask Hunter politely to just put champion away for the moment to keep him safe.
I will do so.
Thank you. Sleep well, buddy. You'll be all right in there.
You have to shout champion return.
Champion, return!
Oh, my command word for the javelin, by the way, is yeet. It has been since I got it, so I've just never used it.
He just hasn't used it for years.
Literally. So yeah, I'm going to rest with Ribbit here, and then we can do all that. But just so everyone doesn't think I'm being so vague, I do have an amulet of plane shift, which I can use for me and up to 8 willing creatures. However, it is broken-ish, so I can't actually determine where we're going to end up. It worked out very well when we used it a few days ago, I have to say.
As long as we all know banishment, it's fine.
Yeah, because we got
Dear
banished
God.
through the Shadow Realm, and we couldn't get out. But luckily, the banishment spell returns you into your own plane of existence, so that worked out really well. But yeah, we can get out of here in an instant. We just have to be linking or touching in some way.
I
I've been to
do
the
have
Shadow
a
Realm
question.
before.
Hunter apologizes.
What's your question, Tier?
Did you say you've
How-
been to... Sorry, carry on.
Sorry.
How are you so certain that would work here?
That what would work?
The plane shift.
I don't see why it wouldn't.
Well, according to the thought, there is a kind of a mist or some kind of energy that keeps us here. And from the story before, some have tried to create their own space, but it didn't seem to work either. So
I mean, if
unless that has weakened,
we're gonna take a short rest, I can test that theory. All I need is a volunteer who's willing to be someone, not someone, but we need to find something living like a rat or something, and I'll just banish it and see if it works.
I think banishment might work.
Well, banishment would be on the same lines of plane shift. If banishment works, I'd assume plane shift would work.
I would
Everything
imagine that
is
banishing
like it.
anything in this realm would banish it to this realm.
Very likely. Which might be a problem. You said you just needed a short rest, right?
I do have control of it. I just couldn't say it because
Well, we don't have too much time to waste if we want to enact some kind of plan. Time is ticking.
Yeah. Right. So we're doing this then, are we?
DM question. Matt.
Yes, sorry.
Since we've literally been talking for an hour, can we count that as a short rest?
Sorry.
No, because not all of it was in game. But I'd say half an hour's gone by. But also bear in mind that the enhanced
not
ability
good.
is still ticking away of an hour as well.
Well, you guys go. We'll catch up in about half an hour then.
Dear God.
Yeah,
Okay.
as soon as possible. Like Lavender's tracking and trying to follow Lynvala. Lefty.
Okay, who is going with Lavender?
Thog will go first.
Me.
If Thog is going, Tia is going because she's in her backpack.
Okay.
All I'm going to say is, if we're going to do this, let Thog step in the library first, make an introduction, and then step in as if you own the place, because technically you do, oh goddess.
I could get used to that.
The training has worked
You
already.
are used to that.
Yeah, exactly. You are. It's not you could, you are used to it. It's accepted as fact. It's not even a thank you. Don't remember, the words thank you are not part of a repertoire. It's just expected.
Do not swear at me, Thog. And she does her best impression of Lynvala based on the voice that she's heard.
No, that's pretty good. That's exactly the correct attitude.
Just
But you would already know that.
A quick question: who would be the person who we can't mention? Like, who would be the resident expert on this person?
Thog.
Thog.
Thog. Would Thog know? Because for banishment, I do need an item distasteful to whoever I'm trying to banish. Will a vial of Ribbit's poison be considered distasteful to her? Would you say?
It's tasteful to Thog, you mean?
Mhm.
Mm.
No,
No, the one that's not to be
the one that
mentioned.
can't be named.
Okay, that's fine. I would think it would be suitably acceptable. But if that doesn't work, and then if Thog pulls out her secret weapon, something so powerful, even the one who won't be named would dread to touch it with her bare hands. An incredibly badly drawn religious pamphlet that she made herself. And she passes it over and she says, "By the way, it's light reading while you're there." And you can tell that it's, like when a child puts their hand on a piece of paper and they try and sketch it and it's like really rubbish.
Mm.
Yeah, you can clearly tell that someone, and from the eager expression you can tell it's Thog, has taken Thog's own holy symbol and done a really shoddy drawing around it with a pencil to start writing some of these religious pamphlets that you might give to anybody in the bin immediately. He goes, "This would work because she wouldn't want any other god than her own."
I give my best. Thank you for this. Yeah, I'll read that. Yeah, that's
Dog gives you a wink that's so obvious it's painful, and as she goes to tap her nose, she misses and goes, "Yeah, see, secret weapon."
Sorry, I keep laughing.
Okay.
Just to clarify then, Eve and Dayak, what are you doing when when they go off to see Lynvala? And where is Mordenkainen going?
I was going to stick behind Nithsira. She
Okay.
probably knows better what's going on, so I don't want to just like rush into a place I don't know what's going on in.
Okay, awesome.
Eve will feel guilty, obviously, about like having to stay behind, but also knows sensibly that if she doesn't sit down soon, she's probably going to die. So she figures she'd be probably more useful to them alive than dead. So we'll basically take some time to silently rest and close our eyes.
Okay, you're doing that with Hunter and Ribbit.
Yes.
Cool. And where do you all want Mordenkainen to go? Do you want him to come with you? Do you want him to stay behind, or do you want him to stay with Nithsira and Dayak?
Oof. I mean, we need him bad, so probably stay. I don't want him to just get killed.
Should pop him the Pokeball.
Yeah. What do you guys think?
I think you're right. We definitely need him. So maybe if he was either with this pillar with me, or with this pillar with Dayak, or at this pillar over here, so that if shit does immediately go down and we hear you guys having a Barney, then we can go in and hopefully she just won't immediately go, "I'm gonna kill the wizard turn one."
Yeah, because she's not stupid.
Exactly. She
I suppose
knows
the
he's
question
correct.
is, for Mordenkainen, what magic does he have at his command that could be useful in this situation? Matt.
So he could share with you that while he feels a lot better in himself, until he rests properly, he still can't use his normal leveled spells, but he does have access to level spells through his staff.
Which are?
Which it has 15 charges left. And everything has like a different cost depending on the spell and the level of the spell.
Yeah.
But currently, he could probably get 2 or 3 spells off of either Conjure Elemental, Dispel Magic, Fireball, Flaming Sphere, Ice Storm, Invisibility, Knock, Lightning Bolt, Fast Wall, Plane Shift, Telekinesis, Wall of Fire, Web, or Greater Restoration.
Right. So if this goes tits up, and we need something to block the way, first of all, Conjure Elemental's better than a Wall of Fire because it can physically stop her.
The only problem
Pref-
is Control Elemental takes a while. Yeah. Sorry.
He will also make a note that Conjure Elemental, he's unsure if that will work. And he's not tried it here. He can also, without using any of the charges of the staff, do Arcane Lock, Detect Magic, Enlarge Reduce, Light, Mage Hand, or Protection from Evil and Good.
It's the most beautiful thing, Matt. You've just said the most beautiful thing I've ever heard you say in your entire career as player or dungeon master. If things go tits up, we all use our action to run, Thog will shut the door, Arcane Lock will buy us time.
Or kind of will make note of that.
Just before they go as well, I'd like to draw a card, please.
Interesting.
If Thog, in your opinion, is our Lynvala tall enough? Sorry, not Lynvala, the lady. Oh, you know
The one who can't be named the big one.
Yeah, because if Mordenkainen can enlarge, if you think the proportions are off, then we can do that, right? Is this going to be convincing enough? Do you think?
Thog's, with her previous checks, Thog's given it her best eye, which is pretty damn good. Let's be honest. She's met her multiple times, and she's going to go, which is a bit disturbing, I know, but we'll just gloss over that, ignore that bit. And then she'll give it a proper solid eye over it. She can't do any better than she'll read that. She can go, I think it's just going to have to be up to you to do all the talking. The moment I start to talk, that isn't true. Lynvala will know I'm just crap. I'm just absolutely terrible. Yes, Thomas. And but that's it. That's the best, absolute best I can do. Is do an introduction and let the awe of the presence of yon divinity be there. You know what I mean? I can't do much more than that. I'm not deceptive enough.
Don't worry, I feel that it would be wise to keep this brief. She is one of her most devout followers, after all. Lead the way.
That's yes, my lady. If there's nothing else, Thog will lead the way with Tyr in the backpack.
Okay.
We
Good to
fucking
know.
go.
You guys have control of your tokens. If you don't, let me know. I've put you through the wall into the secret corridor.
This is going to get a bit confusing, Matt, because I can't see Frankie's token without Nithsira being there. That's my point of eyesight.
You should be able to.
No.
Give me one sec. Aha! It's because I've not put vision on. There we go. Now you can.
We can. Beautiful. Okay, let me get Nith. Oh no, that's the wrong way. Let me get Nith back. No. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, sweet.
So Matt, just ping where the library is again for us on the map, will you?
So library is in
There we are.
the room up here, top of this staircase that you are currently in.
Okay. So the game plan is, if it goes tits up, Mordekainen, run forward, cast Arcane Lock as soon as we're out, right?
He nods. Understood.
Okay. Right. And if things go really tits up, just so we're very clear here, I'll hold it back as long as I can because I'm the only one that stands a decent chance and I have to throw Tyr out the door. As gently as possible.
Okay.
Very much Clash of the Titans.
Backpack. You're going to do what to me?
I'm going to pass you to a friend if things go poorly.
Oh, okay. And goes back to her backpack.
I mean, Thog's not even lying. Okay, so Thog is going to walk in. This is a fucking terrible plan. It's the best we've got, Jesus. Thog is going to walk into the library.
As you enter, you see the dusty shelves Candles still lit, books everywhere. You don't see Lynvala.
Oh, that's easy enough. Phil's going to look round. Do I see the leech at all?
You do not.
Okay.
The door over to the west is still open, but you don't see anything out of the ordinary from that. You don't hear anything out of the ordinary either as you enter the room.
Okay, so as I enter, I'm going to look back and just kind of do like finger to lips, like be really quiet to everybody else. And then I'm just going to go, Lynvala, are you there? You know, Phil's going to shout out. He's got a big, powerful, carrying voice.
There's a moment of quiet before you hear a response. Through here, Thog. And her voice is coming from the west.
Okay, good. And then just turn around, thumbs up to everybody else, wipes brow. Oh, okay, it's go time. Og's going to trot over. Everyone else can follow and be it now because all the doors are really close together. This is good if the plan goes bad. But and she's going to step over and be like, Lynvala, I know we only just saw each other,
As
but something. Yeah, sorry, you go.
just as you enter the room, you can tell there's a conversation going on here in muffled tones, and as you enter, the Lich is nodding his head, and Nivala's arms crossed, slowly shaking her head. Go on.
Okay. Okay. Lynvala, sorry to interrupt, but I have some really important news you need to know right now, and this may be just between the two of us. Could you come here a minute?
I can. As she steps over,
Yeah.
she is looking at you a bit funny, Thug. One eyebrow raised.
That's
Still
fine.
arms folded. She says,
That's fine.
I think we have a lot to talk about, Thug.
Oh, thank goodness. That means you know. In that case, then, this will be a lot less of a shock to you than it was to me. May I present to you your mistress, Sir, Lady of the Mist, Sylvie Moon herself, Lilalia, and then Thog will do the suitable bow, arm out, and step to the side. Enter stage left.
She just before she comes from around this corner, sorry, she's gonna minor illusion like those. It's pink and blue butterflies, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Based off descriptions and things, she's gonna minor illusion those in kind of like a as best she can do a godly mist around her as she rounds this corner with the butterflies kind of just appearing all around.
Lynvala.
As you turn the corner, her eyes go wide and she drops to the floor. Like no sense of protecting herself from the impact, literally jumping onto her knees. Heads going to the floor, and you hear her. I was not expect you here. Why? How?
I've come to see what you are wasting your time on here. What on earth is it that you are fiddling about with?
Can you give me a deception check at advantage?
Oh, come on. Big money, big money. Yeah, I don't know.
What was the other one?
I don't know.
Only an 11.
Oh, no.
One last flash of genius through telepathic means, if that is possible.
Does it say you have to actually do anything to aid them in the check, or is it literally just you give them it?
It adds it straight to it.
Yeah, cool. That's easily done then. That's a +5, right?
16, yeah, in total.
Okay. Okay. Well, I have to keep a hold of all who are in Barovia in case anyone interferes with our work. And well, this place was unknown to me. I was just making sure we weren't
Just what, Lynvala?
just.
You didn't find this at all, did you? It was your friend Thog here, and his explorers with him, with her. Sorry.
Well, yes, but it was important that we were made aware so we could make sure they weren't interrupting us. And at this point, you can see Lynvala is just looking up, just basically checking you out. You can see there's a mixture of confusion and awe and almost like trying to figure out what's going on in her eyes.
As she says that, because it's it's probably the only thing she'd legitimately do at this point. Thog would just say, like, please, mistress. I know that we follow different faiths, but for the work I've done in the past, I've asked nothing more than just for Lynvala to be taken care of. Please don't bring your wrath upon her too harshly.
You will see my wrath as I see fit, Thog. That is, of course, if she can prove herself to me and not getting distracted with things so far below her pay grade. This is nothing here at all, Lynvala. Why do you busy yourself with these things instead of the running of Barovia and spreading my name?
Well, your name, everyone in Barovia knows your name. The worship here has been unanimous. Is everybody? That is not. Why would I? It's just have you witnessed the work we've been doing at the castle? Our studies of the Fae?
Of course I have. I know exactly what you are doing there. And it just isn't good enough, Lynvala. You see, you've gotten bored. Wasting your time here. In fact, these lots could have been some use to you by the sound of it. Claiming our places without you even being there in the first place, knowing your land better than yourself. Is how in this in any way furthers your studies?
As you've been speaking, Lynvala has stood up completely straight. And there is a massive scowl on her face. Without saying anything, without doing anything, Lavender, you blink, and she is stood right next to you. Eyes staring into yours.
Uh-oh.
What are we doing at the castle? My lady?
Lavender is gonna adapt the disguise self to make Lilelia's eyes flash purple. And she is going to say, looking deeply into Lynvala's eyes, she'll say, "Do not question me again, child." And she is going to cast banishment on herself.
Okay.
I love this. I love that. That's brilliant.
And if possible, because it's minor illusion and a cantrip, in a Lylalius style mist of butterflies and smoke and whatever have you.
You wouldn't be able to do both at once.
Okay, that's fine. We'll just go with
I will do the other.
Okay. Technically, yeah, okay. So, I need a sleight of hand check from Tia, and I need a deception check at disadvantage from Lavender.
It's
Sure
from
thing.
the bag.
Yeah. At all times, Dog would be facing Lynvala. Lynvala wouldn't actually be able to see Tyr.
Oh no!
Why is it?
Is it 1?
Oh, it's
Hang
not
on, is
good.
it deception?
Yes, deception.
Yeah.
Can you salvage it?
No,
No.
only a 9.
Okay.
Oh, you're
You
dead.
you cast banishment on yourself,
Mhm.
and you disappear. You find yourself in a harmless pocket demiplane. As Lylvala disappears, Thog turns to Lynvala turns to you, Thog. Rage across her face, and for a moment she just looks in your eyes, like wondering, pondering, and then very quietly just whispers, "Lying to you, Thog, is one thing, but to take her image, that is something I cannot forgive." And she turns, and over her shoulder just whispers, "I will punish them for us both." And then she disappears.
Okay. We need to get to the front of the temple now. This is even worse than I thought. Dear God, what have we done? Run, 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 run. And Thog's just going to start moving. There's not even a joke.
Just give me 1
is-
second. I need
No,
to.
Okay.
Just
I
run out
need-
screaming, "Get the terrace!"
Use the scroll.
Um,
I want to know how you got that,
Everyone-
Hudson, but I don't really want to know at the same time.
everyone who's not present there,
Mhm.
I
you
know.
don't. Those of you resting don't notice anything at this point.
Mental
Nithira-
image.
Nithira, Nithira and Kayak, out of nowhere, you just see Lynvala appear on the floor of the temple, walking angrily in your direction. Can we all roll initiative?
Oh
We got
no!
we got fucked up. We got
Let's
fucked up.
go. Let's go. I'm asleep.
It was going well until you provided too much detail,
Oh.
and it was the wrong detail.
Yeah, it was a good idea, but
That's
Okay.
great initiative.
So
Thank
this
you.
is 15 for
It's, you can always lie, but you can't lie something about that you know to be true.
No one else roll for a second, because all of the wrong initiatives are here. I'm just deleting the wrong ones first.
Nice. Don't forget to
Cool.
click your character tokens, folks.
We got this. Worst case scenario to Ras, right?
80. Okay,
That is very much a worst case scenario.
you can all roll now. Click your tokens and roll.
Lynvala is worse.
You know what? I wasn't
Uh,
swayed, and then you said we had a Tarask, and I was like, you know what? Can it really go that south?
And do you know what can kill a Tarask? A supernova. How did Thog describe Lynvala earlier?
Hey, when stars go pop.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, Ribbit. We are reacting as if we would in real life. We
Yeah,
are
well,
asleep.
it makes sense. I'm literally asleep in
Well,
a
you're
barrel of
asleep. I'm
water.
just sitting there, but-
I'm fast asleep underwater, so yeah, I think it's fair enough.
I'm also asleep as well.
Underwater?
Despite rolling a 20 on my initiative, which is the second high.
This is
yeah,
why
I
you're a
will.
hunter.
I will say it has not been an hour yet, so you guys have not had your rest.
That's fair.
Yay!
Uh,
Who
7.
needed the rest?
At least I'm damp.
How about Amulet of Plane Shifts?
I do.
I'm going to say real close to
I don't
Hunter.
know what you're laughing about. You're gone for this.
Yeah.
You're under banishment. You're just going to stay there.
I'm just chilling.
You are not in this combat.
This is your fault.
Who do I
If
not
this
have?
combat takes
Out of there!
if this combat takes longer than 10 rounds, she'll be back to help.
God, it's Sophia Part 2. Fuck
Yeah,
off when the trouble starts.
3, 4.
God.
It's my playstyle.
Mordenkainen. Where's Mordenkainen's token gone?
I think it's over here
It's
somewhere.
to the right of Thog, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I see. Cool. Does someone want to control Mordenkainen?
I will.
Amazing.
Oh,
Cool.
Tettle,
I will.
double down as a wizard.
I will send you. To be fair, I think all you need is this hit points, AC, and the staff. Oh no, because you need things. I'll send you the link to the staff of the Magi, and I'll send you his character sheet on Facebook. Well, not character
Okay.
sheet, stat block. Again, he only has 15 charges in the staff, and his cantrips. Go nuts. I'll send that in a second once I've got everyone in order. Cool. In this case, the first person to react to Lynvala disappearing out of sight is Thog. Eve, you're on deck, even though you're asleep or resting. And yeah, Thog, what would you like to do?
Oh dear God. Where is a token?
Whose?
Lynvala's.
Oh, you don't know. She literally just,
Okay.
without doing anything, saying anything, moving, she just disappeared from the room you're in.
That's fine. Dog's seen her do that before. Which is not fine, but you know. So Thog is going to say, I'm sorry to everybody by her, and then mentally shout out, for the love of God, get up, she's coming, she's mad, run, run, run. And nobody has heard Thog be this panicked ever, except for the last Barovian. Mentally, yes.
Okay. Oh, okay, cool.
And this is like, that's why it's bad. Nobody except the previous Barovian group has heard Thog be this worried. So,
Oh god.
with Tyr in backpack, Thog will start to run. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Then, Thog will dash. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I need to move through the statue, please, Matt. The door, sorry. Can't move. Perfect. Right. Whose tokens are there? Sorry, it's so tiny. It's like if I zoom in too much, it just gets blurry.
Yeah, sorry, it's because it's such a big map.
I know.
So as you come through that door, you can see Lynvala there. And,
Okay.
what is what's Thog's passive perception?
Thog's passive perception 16.
Yeah, you can see Nithsira behind a column there, and Dayak with them.
Okay. And then Thog, in a desperate attempt to do the right thing. Oh god. Thog is going to action search. Why do I find myself in these situations? And she is going to do the only thing she can. Oh god. I so don't want to do this. And that's Thog would. Thog has 2 parties of friends that are fighting now, and it's mostly her fault for not saying no at the right time. And Thog is going to do a running leap and try and jump on Lynvala.
Okay.
Shouting, please no.
Yeah. Are you trying to restrain it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I have, in that case, can I have a contesting athletics check?
Yeah. 23.
I'm gonna roll it in roll 20 because this is more entertaining.
Oh, thank God.
Oh! I mean, it checks out.
Wow.
Days.
As she
That was the
wasn't,
look we needed.
she wasn't expecting you to come up behind her, but as you throw yourself, how are you exactly restraining her?
I'm holding her down with the weight of my armor, my
Okay,
body,
you're trying to like
here.
trip her up.
No, full. I'm trying to full on body slam her. You never seen Pokemon?
Right. Okay.
Sumo
like
wrestler
that.
goes splat.
Okay.
Dog's a big girl.
In that case, it's technically a shove attack first. I'll still take that as the athletics check. But
Yep.
you technically have to like try and hit her first with the shove attack.
Okay. I will try and hit her first. That's fine by me. That'll be a base strength, yeah?
It's basically just an attack roll.
Oh, don't worry. I could do them. So, well, 1d20. 17.
17 misses. However, if you
Okay.
have multiple attacks in a turn, you can do again another one.
23.
23 hits. You slam into the back of Lynvala, pushing her to the floor, and I guess you're like sitting on her to try and keep her down.
I'm full on, like, wrestling as hard, like, literally, like, flopped on top of her with all my weight. And considering Fog, at any one time, carries on her body half plate plus 9 other weapons, she's very heavy. And a shield.
And the kobold.
And
Yes.
well, that's not even. I don't even count here in the weight calculation. And I checked it on the encumbrance calculator on D&D Beyond. She's still strong enough to do these things. But that's the thing. They're both prone.
Good to know.
There's and all she's shouting, she does this is please no. Again, she won't fight Lynvala, but she will hold her down to give everybody else a chance to run.
In that case, Eve, you're up. Dake, you're on deck.
Eve wakes from her rest from a start, not really feeling any different than she did before. And from the heavy clanking outside, knows that there's something wrong. She alerts the others and goes, "She's here! Something's gone wrong!" And she is going to leg it. Is this a doorway over here?
Yeah, the entrance to the temple is that big long corridor.
Is this door open here? You know,
It
next to
was. It was not.
Okay.
Please stop opening doors you're not next to.
Sorry.
Guys, if we all click on one door in each corner, we can make electric light orchestra.
Can I get through the wall, please?
Oh yes, because you're with Thog. Cool.
Yeah, because Tears in my backpack with me. Yeah. Oh God.
Eve, for the moment, is just going to hide and watch out to see basically what the others do, whether they engage or run.
Okay.
So she's gonna move to basically a point where she can see, and then just hide.
Are you closing that door in front of you? Have I done that by accident?
Yeah, she will. She will do that.
Cool. Kate, give me a stealth check.
Sure. Cool moment. Sorry. 23.
Hey, good to know. Dayak, you are up. Nasira, you're on deck.
What is Lynvala's position like? Is she just completely starfishing on the floor, or what?
She is currently completely starfishing on the floor under Thog.
Okay.
Under Thog and Tia.
Second question: would sovereign glue work on living tissue?
Hell yes.
It should do.
Because the description says 2 objects.
Yeah.
But
One minute set. Yeah, I'd say it would.
in that case, I would like to pull out the sovereign glue that we picked up ages ago and attempt to glue one of her hands to the floor.
Okay. Did it specify how many doses were in that when you picked it up?
1d6 plus 1.
Go ahead and just roll me a d6 just to see how many you've got in there for a start.
That is a 3.
Cool. So you've got 4 total. You're using one of them here on one of her hands.
Yeah.
You don't need to make a check for it because she's really not concerned about whatever you're trying to do to her hand. And she is restrained. So cool, yeah. You're dousing one of her hands with the glue to try and stick it to the floor.
Yeah, like hold the arm down and then like just pour an amount.
Good to know. Do you need anything else?
Yeah, back up.
Okay, cool. Nisira, you're up.
Okay, well, not knowing what the hell happened, and then please no clunk. I'm gonna jump out and see what's going on. So I'm currently seeing Lynvala on the floor with Thog and Tia on top of her, and is the hand glued or
glued to the floor? Yeah.
You don't see the hand be stuck in any way. It's not moved.
Yeah.
But there's no obvious sign that it is stuck there.
Okay, so just with one hand on the floor, and I'm just gonna be like, and I'm going to see the panic on Thog's face and prone, and I'm just gonna go, all right, demon arm, not today, and I'm gonna try and cast Compelled Duel onto Lynvala. So
Wait a second. Wait. You want her near you? Oh man, I'm not parting with you again.
Okay, what does this do again?
She needs to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Cool.
But I know that she's
that is a 16.
My spell save DC is 17. Fantastic.
She's going to use. What does Compelled Duel do again?
So, on a failed save, the creature is drawn to you, compelled by your divine demand. For the duration, it has disadvantage on attack rolls against creatures other than you, and must make a Wisdom saving throw each time it attempts to move more than 30 feet away from you. If it isn't successful, it can't move away from me.
Yeah, she's going to burn a legendary resistance and succeed on that.
Okay. Well,
she didn't have that last time I played as her.
She didn't have legendary resistances when I played as her. Now I'm even more afraid, guys. I'm running away.
This is your monster, Liam.
I know. Sensing that it hasn't happened. 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm gonna sense then that she's up for a Barney, and with Thog's words echoing throughout my mind of demon arm, demon arm, demon arm, I'm going to whip around, fly through the air, and attempt to take the demon arm off of her. First strike.
I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
It's that roll with advantage then.
Okay, cool.
And I'm assuming you mean like with a sword, not just like rip it.
Oh
off.
yeah, no, I
Yeah,
told you I was
okay.
summoning my sword.
Cool,
Like
cool.
I've span in the air, jumped through. It's turned into a razor blaze, and then
Nice.
I'm coming down to try and take her arm off.
Go for it.
Okay, so the first roll is an 18. So I'm gonna roll just to see if I get a nat 20 on this one. No, but I rolled an 18 again. So the first strike is going to be a 27.
That hits.
Um,
And I do believe if it's restrained melee within 5 feet, it's an auto crit.
did you say an
I
auto?
think it might be more of advantage than auto crit, right?
It is advantage, yeah. It's only if they're paralyzed or in other way completely unable to move. But
Incapacitated.
she's only grappled and prone.
Yeah, she is only restrained. She's not incapacitated.
What about the glued hand to the floor?
Well, that doesn't mean she's paralyzed.
No, but
Mm.
what hand is glued? Because technically, if that hand is glued, then she can't move it, so it is paralyzed.
Oh, I love where this is going.
We're not going to treat her arm as a separate entity.
But it's an object right now, Matt.
Which arm was the glue applied to?
I was going for the normal one.
Oh man! All right, no worries. So yeah, so 27 for the first hit. This is two-handed. I haven't got my shield out. I'm ready to go. Second one is a 10 plus. Okay, so the second one is only a 19 to hit.
That does not hit.
Oh fuck, boys, we're ruined. Okay, on
Second strike just bounces off the armor.
Okay, well, on the first strike, because I'm trying to take the arm off, even though it's not a crit, I'm going to pump both an Eldritch Smite and a Divine Smite into this one, Matt.
Bloody hell, okay.
So my Eldritch Smite is going to be level 4, and my Divine Smite is going to be level 1.
Okay.
So damage on the sword is... so first of all, it's 11 slashing damage. And then my Divine Smite is... Okay, so the Divine Smite is 14 radiant damage.
Okay.
And with my Eldritch Smite, so it's going to be 5d8 for that one. So that's 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 14. Oh shit, 14, 26, and 26 plus 6, 32. So 32 force damage.
Okay.
And I can knock a target that is huge or smaller prone. So I will try and prone her even more.
Unfortunately, that's not how this works. However, while the arm is not sliced off in any sense, you do damage the armor slightly. There is like a black, icky goo seeping from underneath the arm now. It's clearly kind of like blood from it. And the arm is like pushed into the floor a bit, but that's about it.
Okay. And I am going to take up a defensive stance with my sword facing downwards, seeing as how she's on the floor.
Okay.
And try and put it between me and her. And then I will end my turn.
Okay. Lynvala's up.
No.
As you
No, she's not up.
As you get into your readied stance, she looks over her shoulder at you, Thog, and you can almost hear like a quiver in her voice, like a little emotion coming through as she just whispers, "Why would you do this to me?" And then, Thog, you fall to the floor as she uses a bonus action and is no longer underneath you.
Understandable. Do I get a chance to respond?
You can do if you want. If it's
Um,
very brief, because she's literally just like...
No, that's of course. And then Thog's going to just look her back and say, I'm trying to save you.
Oh damn.
A quick question: when I said I glued her onto or her hand to the floor, is that now just a chunk of floor missing?
Unfortunately, Sovereign Glue takes 1 minute to set.
Ow, bollocks!
So it's
Good
not
idea,
a
though.
minute.
Oh.
It doesn't say that on the instructions.
Take turns, though.
Oh, it does. Never
What?
That was.
At that point, seconds after she disappears, you begin to spin your heads around. Tia's still in Thog's backpack, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that case,
Oh god.
Thog,
Yeah.
can you make
That's
a
her name.
wisdom saving throw, please?
Yeah, I suppose I could.
And can you make it? No, it's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Just
Oh.
wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 8.
Oh,
Thog,
God.
don't worry. Thog's only passed them 2 or 3 times in all the time I've played her.
Do I know anything that's happening right now, sister?
You don't.
Okay.
However, Thog,
I know.
you are now charmed. You have a telepathic link between you and Lynvala.
Okay.
And this telepathic link is commanding you to make actions on Lynvala's behalf. You hear in your head, "We were friends, Stock. You're meant to be on my side. Prove that you are. Kill them all." And that is your instruction.
Okay.
Just so you can play around with it, that is the current commands that you are under. You are under
Thank
Dominate
you.
Monster.
That's okay. Lewis knows the spell.
And that is the Val's turn. Tia, you're up.
Right. Because our minds are linked and linked through Lynvala, would I know anything about anything of this happening right now?
Yeah, it is a choice to use that telepathic communication. So because Thog's not said
Okay.
anything to you, you wouldn't know. No.
I am staying in the back. I do not know what's happening. I will prepare an action to dodge.
Okay.
But Thought did fall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Thog is currently prone.
I will then choose to use the telepathic link to say something is wrong. I don't know what. I'm being squished.
Actually, no, you're not. You're not being squished because you're on my back, remember?
Yeah, well, depending on how you fall.
If anything, you're squishing me.
Is that it?
Yeah, I don't know what's happening, so I can't make a choice.
Okay. Mordenkainen is up. Teffel's on deck.
Matt,
Yeah.
because Tefel is immediately after Mordenkainen, would you rule it so that we could go together, or does it have to be his actions and movement and then mine?
It depends what you mean by together.
Well, like, as Tefel, I want to tell him to buckle up
Yeah,
and
if you
grab
want,
him.
if you wanna switch the order of the two, you can do if you want. 'Cause
Okay.
I think you can let someone else go
Because
before.
I'm faster, slightly, than him.
Okay.
So I want to scoop him up under my now familiar to him under my now familiar armpit
Okay.
and start and be like, buckle up, Mordenkainen, it's time for round 2. And start doing our American football charge.
Okay.
So that was 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. And I'm just gonna dash because I can't see anything yet.
Okay.
So,
oh.
So that's 40 there.
45, 50, 55,
45.
60, 65,
Yep.
70.
So 70 is the total.
Yeah.
So that was Teffel's movement and action to dash.
I will say because you're not carrying him, you're not at half movement. So yeah, let's say he can come with you, but he's also moving himself.
Oh, okay. So he still has his movement then.
Well, no, he doesn't have his movement.
Oh, right.
But he is with you instead of being further behind.
Okay, that's
He does still
fine.
have his action. Let's say that.
That's fair. Okay, yeah, that's fair. I'm not exactly sure what to have him do at this point. But it looks like there's some chaos. He was gonna do the arcane lock, but we're not really in position. Can he try to cast polymorph on Lynvala?
Is that one of the staff spells?
No. It's
Because
his
he doesn't have
level.
any. Yeah, he doesn't have any level spells
Oh.
except through the staff.
Okay, that's right. Sorry.
And he's got 15 charges. Use them how you wish.
Well, he's gonna attempt to conjure elemental then.
Okay.
And just throw another body into the fray.
Cool.
The more the
What
merrier.
is he conjuring?
I guess he wouldn't necessarily know what element would be good against her, so go with fire.
Okay. I believe I have one of them. Yeah, got a fire element. Cool. Remind me, do you have to make checks to keep this around, right?
I believe so. Let me get the... Not use the spell in a while. Yeah, you call forth an elemental servant. So it's an elemental of challenge rating 5 or lower. Appears in an unoccupied space within 10 feet. It obeys Mordenkainen's verbal commands. There's no commands, it just defends itself.
Cool.
So it emerges out of a bonfire and is hostile towards Lynvala.
Excellent. Cool. Does it have its own initiative?
Nope. It acts on mine.
Cool. What do you want it to do?
I think it's just gonna go charging at her if it can. I don't know if it can do an attack when it's first conjured. Doesn't say.
I don't see why I wouldn't be able to.
It does have its own turns. Roll initiative for it. Has its own turns. Obeys any verbal commands. No action required.
Oh. Sweet. That checks out.
Cool. So that's 6.
Oh, it's directly after you though. That's pretty cool.
Excellent.
Not exactly. Oh well, yeah, it is actually. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
Cool. In that case, what do you want it doing? You currently
Yeah.
don't have eyes on Lynvala, I don't believe.
But we are all looking
It-
in a direction, right?
Well, you don't know where she went, unless someone can physically see her right now. From the angle
I'll say
Thog might, but Thog is A, not in turn, B, smushed on the ground.
I'll say that it moves like towards where Thog is, and it holds its. It has 2 attacks, so it holds that action for if Lynvala reappears.
Okay, excellent. Ribbit, you are startled awake by shouts and panic. Hunter, you're on deck, but Ribbit, what are you doing?
Mine's filled with dogs screaming to run and help. I dive straight out of the barrel of the water, and I'm just gonna throw the door open.
Cool. You see to the north of the room, at the lower level, a bunch of your companions and a massive fire elemental.
Okay,
They do not appear
things
to
have
be in
happened.
conflict with each other. They're all kind of just looking around, searching with their eyes.
What's happening? If I move a little closer, oh god, I'm on the wrong. A few 20, 15, 20, 20. If I cast a cursory glance around the room, do I see anything going on? Anything suspicious?
I'd say because of the angles involved, if you wanted to try and find her here, you'd have to make an actual perception check as an action. Because with a glance, you're probably not going to see her.
Okay, I'll make a perception check then.
Cool.
That's fine. Perception. Ready.
Yeah, you'll be able to see it with that. You can see that everyone's looking around on the ground floor, and you just catch a glimpse of an arm and movement from a window down this corridor up there.
How is the window like at the ground level?
No, the window's at the same level you're at.
Oh, interesting. Okay, in Ribbit's startled state, I need to roll a d8 very quickly. Excellent. Okay, no, sorry, it's a d10 actually. Sorry. Oh, well, there we go. Right, how far away is that? Is it like here? Okay, is it within 80 feet is what I'm asking. It is.
Sorry, I accidentally muted myself.
Oh.
Yes, it definitely is.
Fabulous. Ribbit is going to conjure a mind blade and try and point it towards the window. Say, "There's something there." And as he does, the mind blade actually slips from his hand and flies towards the window. And as it impacts, into the room or into the window, the blade vanishes, and in its place is Ribbit. as he teleports to the location of his sword.
You find yourself falling from a window, like a tiny crack. It's more of an arrow slit than a window, but you find yourself falling from it into a corridor with a very angry and surprised-looking Lynvala stood next to you.
Oh, hello, sir. She's I shout out the window as I have now used my action and bonus action. And I'm just gonna stare her in the eyes with an awkward grimace, like I'm a bit constipated.
Good to know. Hunter, you're up. Thug, you're on deck.
Well, this has changed everything. That was good. I literally planned my turn out. I was like, "Fuck's sake!" So I'm gonna just like Chewie's just gonna. I'm gonna tell him just to wait outside. So he's gonna eventually make his way outside, however long it takes him to do that. Seeing this, because I saw Ribbit do that because the door was open. I'm gonna poke my head through this door. Aha, I see. Let's go ahead and cast a spell.
You'll have to be there because you need to open the door. With it, be next to it.
Oh, okay. So let's go ahead and cast. Let's see if it works. Let's go ahead and cast a 5th level banishment spell on Lynvala. Yeah. Is it Lynvala? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello?
I'm not muting myself anymore because I keep forgetting about it. Yes, cool. Banishment. What's the save again?
It is a charisma, but since it's not a concentration, I will hex her beforehand and do that as the thingy.
Okay, so it's a disadvantage on charisma checks.
Yes.
Cool. In that case, she rolls a 25.
You go fuck yourself.
So your magic washes over her, and she just doesn't move. She's still just staring at Ribbit.
That's ridiculous.
Is this even trying?
Apparently. Right, so that's at 5, 10, 15. I'm going to just come back to 20, 25, 30. So I just make it like 2 here, I think. And then, yeah, that's me done.
Cool. Fug, you're up. Eve, you're on deck.
Okay. Alright. Well, I'm going to, out of character mind, I'm going to say that this is nothing personal, okay?
Oh no! As soon as I read it, I was like, I'm dead this turn. Like I'm dead.
This is just so rare. This is just so rare. Absolutely clear.
Lewis,
It's so
mate,
rare.
I also don't have my shield right now because I'm two-handing my weapon, so my armor
Just
class is
so-
16. You swing, baby. You action surge and you swing.
Just so we're clear, there's no confusion, that this is not in any way personal. Okay? Alright? Just so
man.
we're...
We're good.
no.
I came to peace. I came to terms with it. Kill her for me.
Alright. I'm glad that we're, all
We're good, man. We're good.
roughly on the same page. Okay.
That's who's missing!
In
Lavender's
that case...
not on the initiative roll.
Yeah,
Because there's no lavender
so
token.
That's because Lavender's not on the initiative for a whole 10 rounds.
Lavender
banished
is
herself.
definitely on the initiative. What did you roll again?
Oh, it was a. Oh my god.
Hang on. 15.
15, okay.
I just
in that
assumed
case,
I wasn't on it because I'm banished. So
no. In that case, just take your turn after Thog here, what you would have done, and then we'll continue as usual. Thog, carry on.
Okay, so just out of character, this is nothing personal. Okay, just so we're clear, just so there's no hard feelings, and you know that I love you all.
If I don't hear the words action surge, I'm going to complain.
Well, I've already used it. Remember?
Oh yeah, fair.
Exactly.
I've
Start complaining.
I've preempted your lack of complaint because I've already done it.
I like it. Do it. Kill
Thank
me.
you. So, in that case, then, I'm going to calmly go. Thog is going to go, don't worry, I know exactly what to do. And Thog is going to. Hang on, I'm on the character sheet, not on the token. Walk straight up to Teffel and attacks Teffel with a sun sword.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
What?
I thought you were attacking Nisira.
I- When has Thog ever struck you as a suboptimal fighter?
Thug, what are you doing? What's that crazy look in your eye?
What do you mean? I've seen the light.
Oh, fuck.
That's a 19 for 17 radiant damage,
Christ on a bike.
plus a 14 to hit for 16 radiant damage. And
Dead.
You're dead.
Well, I might as well be.
Well-
Also, concentration checks for each of these damages. Oh wait, no, because that's one kind of.
I'm not.
Never
I'm
mind.
not
Never
concentrating.
mind.
And are you actually down yet, Teffel?
Just emotionally.
Okay, that's perfect. That means I get to roll an additional roll of the damage dice with Orcish Fury.
Yet.
That means you take an additional 3 radiant damage.
The irony of you killing my character with a weapon I gave you.
Yeah, I'm just going for the most optimal target, to be honest, but that works too.
Hmm.
And then that is the end of Thog's turn. She can't do anything else.
Excellent. Eve, you're on deck. Sorry, Eve, you're up. Sorry, no, I'm not. Lavender, you're up. Eve, you're on deck. Words are hard. I am panicking on your guys' behalf. Carry on. Frankie,
Hang on, my headphones have gone. Am I back?
you are.
My headphones have.
I think you're just talking through my.
Sorry, hang on, I can't hear now. Ugh, annoying. 1 second. Pass me your headphones.
Yeah, there you go. Don't pull too hard. Don't pull.
Right, sorry, I'll sort that out in a minute. Right. So my understanding was that the spell lasted for a minute, but is it right that I can like drop it?
You are currently concentrating on it to make it last for a minute.
Yeah.
So you can choose to drop concentration.
And how many rounds have I missed? So how long has it been? 2?
No, you've literally just missed one turn.
Literally just the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is your first turn, so you've just gone. So it's like 6 seconds.
You're going to have another turn very quickly because of initiative order, but this is technically your first turn, yeah.
Yeah, she'll wait for the first turn and I think reappear on the second.
Okay. Because you don't know. Because you don't know that all this is
I'm
going
incapacitated and everything. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay.
So enough time for hopefully, she's sort of like holding her breath for a couple of seconds to hope she can reappear, and then she reappears back in the same place, doesn't she? So.
Okay. Good to know. In that case, Eve, you're up deck. You're on deck.
Eve is going to peer around the door, see this absolute chaos going on. Can she get a clear line of sight at Lynvala from there? Will I have to move?
If you can't see her, you can't see her. So because you can't see her on your map, you can't see her. You'd have to get through the door or to like eyesight with the door.
Okay. She will. I'm trying to see if there's any cover here. Is this banister like half cover at all? Just for crouching down.
It's not. No, it is literally just like a railing. You would be aware that Lynvala is in the corridor to your north because of Ribbit shouting and Hunter's spell casting.
All right, she is going to come out and see what's going on. Still being as sneaky as she can. Sorry, look at this. It's a really big map and my eyes are terrible.
The
Yeah,
Dragon Ball Z Ultra Instinct music just came on, so I think you're going to do something amazing.
It's okay. As you look down there, you see all your companions in a big group. You can also see Thog swinging at someone behind the statue. You can just about see through the arrow slit that Ribbit is in there, but you wouldn't really have a line of sight on Lynvala from here, just because of where she's at.
Eve will
Yeah, no, not quite.
move a little bit further, crouch down, and just ready an arrow.
Okay. Awesome. Dayak, you're up. Lavender, you're on deck.
What's the sun sword made of? What material?
It looks like it's got a metal handle, and the blade itself seems to be just made of pure light.
Oh, the metal handle's good enough. I'd like to cast heat metal on
Ooh.
the handle of, well, I suppose on the entire sun sword, but whatever metal bits will heat up on it, if there is any.
Okay, good to know. Awesome. 2d8 fire damage then.
Yeah. And 9 fire damage. Unless he drops it, I suppose. But
Well, it's the damage isn't instantaneous when
oh,
you
yeah.
cast the spell.
Okay, yeah, that's also true. And
So yeah,
sorry.
9 fire damage to Thog.
Yep. Cool. I take it. That's fine. That's fine. Thog does not drop the sun sword. That's not how she works.
I didn't think it would be. And I'd like to chuck out my homunculus and have it land on Taffel.
Okay, cool. Have I put that on this map? I have.
I don't think you have.
Oh, hello, friend.
And you get 14 points of healing. Or from cure wounds.
So cute.
14 temporary or 14
4
healing points?
healing.
Sweet. Thank you.
He would squeak if he had any emotions.
Cool.
And that's mine. Actually, I'm going to get a little further away from Thog.
Cool. Thog, can I have another wisdom saving throw, please?
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah, it still fails.
Yeah.
Awesome. Dake, if you want me to show you what the ground floor looks like, I can. Just
Wait,
so you
am I not on the ground floor?
Yeah, but it's got a different map as well. So you are basically, if you look to the right of your
Oh, yeah.
thing, that's where you are in relation to everybody else. Cool. Nasira, you're up.
Okay. So I was incorrect when I was looking at my stuff earlier on, as I had 2 channel divinities left when I used that one earlier on. So I still have 1 use of that shit left. So seeing Thog turn and strike at Tethel in such a manner, knowing that that is definitely not Thog, I would like to use my action to do freedom of will. So Thog, if you are charmed or frightened, you repeat the saving throw.
You need
And
to get
if
a bit closer. It's been in 10 feet, isn't it?
sorry, if you succeed, you are immune to that condition for the next hour.
Oh yeah.
Yes, dog,
Well,
Oh, damn!
dog.
that is a success.
My
Thank
dog is
God.
immune to charms. This is the most beautiful thing I've heard all day.
And you're immune to frightened.
Oh, mother, Jesus.
So,
That's really good.
Nitsira will pendant and go, Thug, enough, that is not you. We are not your enemies. And then I will turn on my heel and I will. Can I, with my movement that's left, Matt, can I attempt to leap to the top up here?
That is 30 feet.
So
Oh,
no.
damn, that's impressive.
No.
Okay, that's fine. I will. I will then. So I was here. So that's 5, 10 I used. So then 5, 10, 15. No. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Sweet. And I've got a line of sight on her. As my bonus action, I am going to cast Hexblade's Curse on her.
Okay, what does that do again?
I gain bonus damage against her. I crit if I roll a 19 or a 20. And if she dies, I regain hit points equal to my level and charisma modifier.
Cool. Is that everything?
Yes. No, wait, no, I can't. Fuck. No, I've got to be within 30 feet. I'm definitely not within 30 feet, am I?
No.
No,
Because it's
no.
30 feet
Elevation,
as
yeah.
well. Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, I will wait on that one then. I will do that in a bit. I will
Cool.
pass. I'm in.
Awesome. She's a bit annoyed that you guys got rid of her high level spell. She knows that that's now dropped because it's concentration. So, Ribbit, as you're stood there, she draws, for the first time now, draws her blade. There is a enjoyment behind the smile that now once again grips her face. And she just leans down ever so slightly while tilting towards the arrow slit in the wall and she says, I'm going to have so much fun with you all. And she is going to cast, let me just check the range. Oh, yes. Can I have, she can't see Dayak, so
Yeah, fuck you.
can I have Nisira? It doesn't matter about the elemental. Tia, Mordenkainen, and Teffel. All make for me which dexterity saving throws.
Oh
And
god.
I will
Don't
attempt
forget-
to
As
counter spell.
No.
you are
Um,
not within line of sight.
I
Don't
don't
forget
have to be for
that
counter spell.
Tia is in
There you
Thog's
go.
backpack and can't see what's going on, so she cannot see Tia.
It does not matter. This is an area of effect. She is firestorming you all.
However, Matthew, I have counterspell.
You do. Yeah,
I have
Hunter,
a
sorry, you have to
fourth-
be in line of sight, and you're not at the minute.
I have a 4th level counterspell.
If you're not in line of sight, Liv.
I am. I can see her.
Yeah, Liam is. You can
I
see
can
her
see
through
her.
the bottom
She's
window.
right
Nice.
here.
Nice.
She's right here.
Oh my god, you actually can.
Cool. You casting counterspell?
Am I? Would I see her casting a spell?
Yep.
Right. Does it look like it would be one that would fuck us up?
You don't know.
It probably is. Yeah, I would actually. Yeah, I'm gonna go counterspell on that.
Cool. She's going to counterspell your counterspell.
Oh. At what level, Matthew?
She's doing it at 3, and so are you because you didn't specify otherwise.
No,
It's a
it
fourth
might
level.
be
He
I said fourth.
He
fourth
says
level. I
fourth
said it's a 4th level counterspell because I'm a warlock, so it has to be at 4th level.
Good point. She doesn't know that. She has to
Yep.
roll for it.
Yeah.
I'm doing this in Roll20 again because this is 1d20.
It's a Magic the Gathering level shit.
That's what we
I'm a
said.
fucking blue player too.
Can I just clarify that is this like just a whole that generic D&D thing that you have to see someone via counterspell because
It
counterspell
says-
doesn't require you to
No,
see.
it does. The requirements are a creature you can see within 60 feet of you casting a spell.
Are they? Oh.
Yeah. It says it in the requirement box, not in the text,
Requirement
like
box.
the body of the text. Cool. So she has to make a 14, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a 16.
Oh, fucking hell.
She counterspells your counterspell, and dex saves from Mordecai and Tefel already done it. Excellent. In fact, no, because Tia's in Fog's backpack, so Tia, you're not affected by this either. And
What I'm
Nithira.
saying.
Yeah,
Does Dog have to make one too?
no. She
Oh,
is
nice.
producing this wall around the statue, but not to hit you.
Hey. Me.
So, Thok being a sanctuary is true.
Yes.
Cool. In that case, Tefel fails, Mordenkainen succeeds. That is 44 fire damage for Tefel and 22.
Oh my god. Wait, 44 fire damage?
44 fire damage for Tefel. Which I'm
So I
Nah.
take
assuming
half damage.
22 for Mordenkainen, sorry. And what's
I rolled an 8.
cool? And 22 for 44 for Nithira.
Jesus Christ.
As the ground around you just erupts
me.
in flame.
I've heard of that Jesus bloke once. Apparently he got kicked by Lynvala. Oh, I can come back from the dead. Yeah, but can you cast Firestorm and Counterspell?
And still have an action.
It's like, hey, guess what? I'm going to heal the sick. No, you won't. Counterspell.
And she is going to. She's just going to stay exactly where she is. To be honest, she doesn't really care that you're stood next to a ribbit, as you've not attacked her yet anyway. Yeah, she's just going to stay there. Tia, you are up. Mordenkainen / Tefel / the Elemental are on deck.
All hands on deck! And I will summon the Protector Turret to here, or just to us.
Cool.
What do we get here?
For 7 points of temporary hit points.
Oh,
To who?
To everyone around the 10 feet radius, which was supposed to be here, but
Yeah, you put it wherever you want it.
yeah,
You
okay,
can
cool.
control it.
Just put it there, so everyone around us, which should be all here, gets temporary hit points of 7.
So Thog, Tefel, Mordenkainen, and the Fire Elemental.
And me. And I will cast Hold Person on Lynvala.
Can you currently see Lynvala?
I can see a slither of it.
Let me have a look. See.
Because on mine I
Yeah,
can see.
that is indeed Lynvala. You can. Awesome. That is.
Can make a wisdom save, please.
Ooh, that wasn't great actually. That is a 16.
DC 17.
Amazing. Technically, you wouldn't be in range, but I'll let you have it. She's going to
Would
burn
I
a
not?
legendary. No, because she's also 30 feet up.
Oh, okay.
So you could still do it, but you might have to move to get a bit closer.
If it's not in range, then it's not in range. I'm not leaving this backpack.
Yes.
um.
Have you got one that is in range?
Hmm. If I attack this person, I'm dead. It's not going to fight. I will use my action to apply Cure Wound on Tefel.
Okay, cool.
What was that?
12 points of HP. Back to Tefel.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
So much stuff from that. Okay, that's my turn.
Awesome. Mordenkainen and Teffel.
Oh God. So I can't really see anything. I'm gonna move Morden Heinen 5, 10, 15, 30. I don't know what that is. Someone pink.
That's her.
Is that her?
Yeah.
So Mordenkainen can see her.
Yeah,
He's just gonna smile and casually roll a firebolt
Cool. I will
off
say
the tip of his fingers.
she is in half cover at that angle through these slots because they are inches wide.
Yeah, I don't think he can really get into a better position anyway.
Okay,
So he'll go for it.
cool.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, 18
That's a miss. Oh,
plus.
it's a plus. It's a plus.
I think he gets a +7.
Then that will hit.
So that's pretty good. Alright, he hits.
What's the damage? 15. 15! Bloody hell. Very nice.
15 fire damage. If it hits.
It does.
If it just like squeezes through the arrow slit and explodes in her face.
Ribbit's
And
sat there. Fire's gone in, fire's gone out. Still sat there smiling.
the fire elemental has a speed of 50, so I'm just gonna float him as close as he can.
5, 10,
Because he can move through a space as narrow as an inch wide.
40, 45. 45 feet to get to there, 10 feet up in the air.
Okay.
So with all of his movement,
He'll.
he's 20 feet away from the slit. Unless
He's
he wants to
20
dash.
feet away from the slit.
Yeah, because he's 20 feet down from it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. He'll squeeze through and go down there, and then again, he's getting ready to attack whenever he can.
Okay. So so you're just leaving him floating there? You don't want to dash him or anything?
No, he'll dash.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Oh,
And
God.
get like it'll try to get in the way of her if he has that kind of intelligence. I don't know, like just kind of trying to
Cool.
I
Eve,
don't know, like
they can
distract her
occupy
or
the same space,
oh.
and he's on fire.
They can do that, I think. Yeah.
He literally has to pass through their space, meaning she's going to take damage. Good Dan.
That's true. I just read that. The first time it enters a creature's space on a turn, the creature takes takes 1d10 fire damage and catches fire.
Amazing.
Yeah.
This is why level 10 druids
Burn
are
it with
OP.
fire!
Come on, Eve. Let me bring back Hamfast to be a level 10 moon druid, please.
No, fuck that.
Go on. Roll your d10.
Oh.
Excellent. Good to know.
But now she's on fire and it takes an action to douse the fire.
Good to
So if nothing else, he's being really annoying.
That's fire creature takes what? Okay. Cool. Awesome.
And speaking of annoying, Tefl can't do shit. But they've gotten a bit bruised and battered, so they'll stay within 10 feet of the turret. Is that the turret or the homunculus?
That's a turn, and a turn can move.
Okay, so they will just move there and prepare the dodge action.
Awesome. Ribbit, you're up. There is a massive fire elemental in front of you surrounding Lynvala, who is now on fire. There has been a lot of fire. What are you doing? My wet, froggy friend.
Screaming mostly. It's probably closer to R2D2 than Jar Jar Binks, but yeah. So she is on fire, but not like restrained by the fire elemental, right?
Correct.
And she popped through a whole person, didn't she?
Yes, she resisted that.
Okay. Right, I will use an ability that I learned about today called Steady Aim. So bonus action, I get a advantage on my next roll, which is something I had no idea existed until literally 6 hours ago. So let's see if it pays off. With the Mind Blade, let's just check the modifiers, right? Yes. What is this? Oh, it's like this one. Never mind, ignore that one. Ignore that one.
So advantage 26 is a hit.
Yep, that one didn't happen. Don't think about that one. There you go. Oh. That's not too bad.
19 points of sneak attack damage.
Yeah, it is.
Notably, as you stab up through the outside of the fire elemental, I'm sure you can do that. It's not a solid thing. Through the fire elemental, stabbing into her, you singe your hand a little bit. But as you do, it's the first time now she looks like she's actually suffered an injury. And the smile turns to one of, oh, now it's on. And as she does, you don't know where the source is coming from, but the corridor around you, there's a thin layer of mist around the place now, seemingly emanating from Lynvala, though none of it's currently touching her. Anything else you want to do, Ribbit?
Okay. Unfortunately, steady aim means I can't move, because I guess you're meant to use it with a bow and not a sword. So, no, I'm good.
Awesome. As you retract and you get back into your ready stance, through the wisp of fire of the fire elemental, you hear Lynvala say, "Okay, time to get a bit more serious then." And she's going to use a legendary action.
Dear.
She is going to cast banishment on you.
Oh.
Can you make a charisma saving throw, please?
Oh. You know, Ribbit is many things. Okay, a fighter, a lover, a poet, a philosopher. One thing
Oh,
he is
sorry, it
not.
can't be banishment. It has to be third or lower. My apologies.
So much for the
Thank
speech.
God.
You're
Because the
fine.
one thing he's not is charismatic. Jesus Christ.
Instead, with an evil smirk on her face, can you make a what is the save on this? Constitution saving throw, as she's
Okay.
casting blindness, deafness on you.
Oh, that's not great. Constitution.
Yep.
Drum roll, please.
Hey!
Hey!
That just succeeds.
Woo-hoo-hoo! I'm a hardy boy. Miss, I still see.
And as she finishes the casting, the fact that you're still fine, she's angry.
My
And
eyes are
she
kind
does
of
not
rolling
like
around
you
in their
right now.
sockets.
Cool. Hunter, it's your go. Thog, you're on deck.
I will move so I can. I can't. I move my token. There we go. I'll move so I can see her. I'm guessing I see her from here.
Yep.
And I will cast. Just make sure the range is on it. Yep. I will cast the maze spell.
Woohoo!
There is no save on the maze spell, is there?
No, there is not. It happens.
Disappearing from inside the fire elemental. Oh, have you got your armor on?
No.
You have to have your armor on to do that, I think.
Do I?
I'm sure you do. Because it's the armor's ability. Let me just
Don't you-
double check how it's worded.
You have a bonus action to put it on, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You don't just whip it on there quick.
While the armor is active.
Okay, I'll activate the armor then, and then cast maze spell.
Cool. Yeah, cool. So that's all your charges gone. Lynvala disappears from view. Do you want to do anything else, Hunter?
I'm just going to shout out that if we want to do anything / get out of here / do whatever we want, we have to do it now.
Hey, good to know. Well, shit, she was going to use more her last legendary action then, because she really hates you, Ribbit.
I thought that might be the case.
She's not here, so Bug, you're up. Eve, you're on deck. What are you doing? In fact, considering it's 29 past, that's the start of the initiative. Maybe we'll leave it there and you guys can think about it.
Like a
That was
plan.
good.
Are we going to do the whole Silver Moon run for our lives thing again?
I will say, as you mazed her, the mists that is now like beginning to form a small layer on the bottom of this corridor seemingly just dissipates. But yeah, we'll leave it there, guys.
I will say that now that she's chasing us, if we could find a way back to that level of hell to hand her over, that would be great.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
There's one level of hell where no combat is allowed.
Exactly.
I mean, there's a chance I can take us there. I don't know though.
wait. Doesn't Mordekainen have plane shift? Isn't that a staff spell?
Yeah.
So if he's got it, he can get us there pinpoint, right? Instead of chancing it with the broken one. No offense.
He does have plane shift on the staff, but Will that work here for sure?
Is there anything else we need from Barovia before we even attempt to leave?
I don't
The word is need.
got time to think about it. I think this is now or never.
Do we have the
If we're
piece of
going to
the?
take her out,
Do we have the piece of the Jatham and dagger?
That is embedded in Mordenkainen's staff.
Yes, right. Okay.
Right.
I think it should work. If she attempted to cast banishment, then there's no reason plane shift should not work.
Yeah, but she has control over who comes in and goes
I
but
out.
she's not on this plane.
She's not
I
here
will
anymore.
note,
Mm.
Lavender would be aware that when she cast banishment on herself, she did not return to her home plane. She returned to a pocket safe demi-plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she hasn't told us that yet.
Yeah. So we don't know
Oh,
that
damn.
information yet.
It would definitely
No.
move us somewhere because otherwise
God.
she would have stopped me mazing her.
Oh,
We
I mean, you
got a
say
lot
that,
of
but Maze is a
thinking to do.
demi-plane. I'm just so worried because we had a way in and we had a way out. The problem is to get to the way out that we know about in a domain controlled by Lynvala, we are all screwed because she can either know where we are or travel as she wishes. We cannot.
Fine.
Dear God.
How long did Maze last again?
It's it is 10 minutes or until she makes a DC 20 intelligence check.
Oh, so we have anywhere between 10 minutes and 6 seconds.
We have 6 seconds then. Dear God.
Hey, that's
Yeah,
like 8 turns with no legendary actions, so
That's a very short time to make a prayer.
I mean, considering that it has to use an action to attempt to escape and succeed a check. A check.
Any check.
Well, it's intelligence, but the point is, out of character, if we know she has a legendary action, which Matt just told us, that means she will succeed.
I mean, I will say legendary actions are set in what they can do. They're not just any action.
Yeah,
of course.
There's legendary actions and legendary saves.
Yeah, it's not.
It's just we don't know what
Maze
it will
isn't a
do.
save; it's a check.
That's what I mean. But we don't know what her legendary action can or can't do. It's just safer to assume it's bad. No matter what it is, it's bad.
Oh boy.
I mean, as long as she's going for ribbit, I'm okay.
That's a good point.
You're not wrong. It is my purpose in life.
God, it's going to be even funnier if she comes back and thinks it was Ribbit that did it.
The mighty mage ribbit.
I mean, what would be the harm in all leaving, summoning the Tarrasque, and then when she comes back, there's a Tarrasque?
Exactly where ribbit was.
Yeah. I'll
little
disguise it
frog
as Ribbit.
It wasn't even his final form.
Oh yeah, polymorph. Second she hits it, boom, sorted, done, ended.
Well, I will say you had a great plan, guys. It didn't quite work, but it was a great plan. I was not expecting that, so kudos. But
Also,
yeah.
at this point, I don't think I've had a session lately where you said that you did expect us to do something.
Yeah, that is true. You guys are insane. But
Keeps the variety up, I suppose.
Are we back to playing every week then?
we are back to playing every week.
Oh yeah.
I will say the Silvery Moon group, you didn't know it, but your timing fucking impeccable.
Oh yeah.
Oh, was this about to happen without us anyway?
Lynvala had already turned up, and that's where we left it. So
Yeah.
Oh dear.
yeah.
That was a true Avengers Assemble moment.
Yeah.
It was. I was very excited. However, your catch up between the two groups will have to wait as you're in the middle of shit, and we will see how you get out of that next week.
And how many make it out?
Indeed.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Matt. And thank you, everyone.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
it was a good one.
Thank you,
Enjoy it.
guys.
Bye.
Yes.
Sweet.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Around.
Bye, folks.